Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name's Maraiah and today I'm going to be talking about dealing with irregular periods because that's something that I'm going through right now and it's really frustrating, and I thought I'd just share, because this is something real and this is something what 30% of women go through, but it's really frustrating, especially when if you're trying to start a family. It's something that you want to learn about, get to know. Sometimes a lot of people struggle with getting pregnant because of their irregular periods. First of all, I'm going to say I did not know what a menstrual cycle was. I always thought getting your period, menstruation, was you get your period, then it ends, and then you just wait again until it starts again. That's what I thought periods were, but no, it's way more than that, and I'm probably going to get into more detail about that in a later video because that has a lot of different information, but I'm going to talk about dealing with irregular periods. So I'm going to start off by talking about what my cycle looks like. So my cycle can go anywhere from 30 days, yes, normal 30 days, then it jumps to 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, 30 days, 60 days. It has a mind of its own. It's really sporadic and it's really frustrating because right now Justin and I, my husband and I, we are planning to start a family, and we want to figure out what's going on because these irregular periods are a little frustrating. So if you have an irregular period, go ahead and leave your comment down below and tell me what you're struggling with, because I'm sure there are a ton of people who are going through the same thing and are seeking perspective or seeking for help or seeking for hope, because that's what I've been searching for. So what is a regular cycle? A regular cycle is a cycle from the first day you have your period to when you get the last day right before you get your next period, and that could be anywhere from 21 to 35 days. On average, 28 days is considered the perfect regular period, but it varies month to month. If you're on a regular cycle, 21 to 35 days. Irregular cycles are if your cycles is less than 21 days or more than 35 days. That is what's considered a irregular cycle. So I'm going to be a little bit more real and a little bit more transparent about what my cycles currently look like for the past maybe a little over 6 months, because that's pretty much all that I logged. But my sister turned me on to this app that helps me track my periods, and it tracks way more than just your periods, but I originally got it just to track my period, but now I'm using it to track my ovulation, to track my fertility window, to track pretty much everything. And I'm gonna leave those links down below. You never know when your next period is gonna be, and for me, I never know. At least for the past 6 or so months, I never knew when my next period was gonna be because it's been pretty irregular. And for one, last year I was super stressed. And that could have played a huge part in my irregular period. I got engaged in November and we finally decided on a date the following month, and then we started planning and it just started getting super stressful. I was also trying to lose some weight, so weight loss plays a big part, especially if you're doing some extreme exercising, some extreme dieting, and that's what I was doing, and it was really bad. And I wasn't dieting, like I wasn't eating and doing those kinds of things. I changed my diet completely. I went completely clean. I did no oils, no fats, no sugar, no milk, and that could have totally played a big part. I was exercising twice a day, every single weekday. I didn't really work out on the weekends because that's when me and my husband, well, me and my fiance at the time, that's when we would spend time together. But extreme dieting, oh man. But I was just really stressed out, and my periods would come maybe every 30. I know it would be month to month because I would get it at the beginning of at least the first week of every month, and then once July hit, that's when I started going hardcore with my exercising, hardcore with my dieting. After July, man, it just got crazy. July was one of the periods that I logged, and then I didn't log my period after July until November. I don't know if I had a period between July and November, but November 1st was my next period, and that was like 4 days, or actually my period ended 4 days before my wedding, so I was so happy that my period was gone by the time my wedding came. But yeah, it was really stressful. I know I'm going to say that a lot, but I think that played a huge part in my period being super irregular. And since November 1st of 2018, it is now January 11, I still haven't gotten my period. So I don't know if one, I don't know if I'm pregnant, and two, I don't know if I'm just still stressed out, because at the same time I went back to work, and I work with 200 kids, and at the time I only dealt with about a little less than 60 kids, and then I moved up in position, and then I started dealing with pretty much the whole entire site, the whole entire school that attended the after school program, and it was stressing me out. So to this day I still haven't got my period, and I went to the doctor yesterday, which is January 10th, and I got a pap smear, my first ever pap smear, and it was kind of strange and interesting because they stick this thing up your vagina and then they like scrape the insides, and then she was feeling in my uterus, like she had her fingers inside me, and then she was like feeling my uterus, and it was kind of strange because I'm like, oh my god, what is this? And my husband was with me in the room, and he kept looking at me, he was like he had the evidence, like, go ahead, I'm not going through what you're going through. Now I'm just going to talk about the problems that comes with having an irregular period, or that may have caused the irregular period. Like I said, you never know when your next period is going to be. That's scary. I still don't know when my period is going to come, or if I'm going to get it yet, or if I'm going to get it anytime soon, because my last period that I know of was November 1st. It's officially been, oh no, 60 or so days, and I took a test, it's negative, so we'll see how everything like that goes. But number two, you don't know when you're gonna ovulate, and this might be a problem because then you don't know when your fertility is gonna be, like your fertility window is gonna be, which means if you want to get pregnant and if you want to start a family, that's gonna be tricky, because normally your fertility window is about 14 to 16 days before your next period. One big thing is that it could be related to other health problems, and this is something you want to go talk to your doctor about. There's a whole bunch of different diagnoses that I really don't know on the top of my head because there's some words that are super big. But those are things you want to probably do some research on and talk to your doctor, because your doctor pretty much knows everything about, you know, what's going on down there. Another thing is that it could be related to anovulation. I'm going to leave the word right here so that you can do your research on what anovulation is. But briefly, it could just mean that you're not ovulating during your cycle, which could be because of a hormonal imbalance. And when the doctor yesterday, she told me, you know, we could give you some hormones so that we could regulate your period. And then she asked me, you know, like she started going on and saying like in a form of birth control, the pill. And I'm like, we're planning to start a family. I don't want to get on the pill. So we're going to figure out everything from there. And some causes, and I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about my personal story about having an irregular period, is that you could be strenuously dieting, strenuously working out, exercising, and that plays a big part because your body's changing. Your body is like, what is this? What is this? Your hormones are all messed up because your body can't figure out what's going on. And that could be a reason why. But I know for some people, I'm not saying this is for all people, they could be regular exercisers, regular dieters that does that for a living and has done that all their lives, and they have regular periods. So I'm not saying that if you do this, you have irregular periods. But for me, I wasn't a chronic or regular type of exerciser. I never really dieted or ate healthy all my life. You know, I have some junk food now and again, and more often than I should be. But it's not as much as I have done in my younger years, even though that's only like a couple years ago. But you know, I wasn't a regular exerciser or a dieter. So when I started picking all that stuff up really hardcore, like I didn't just ease my way into it. I kind of just went all in, and it kind of probably messed up what my hormones and my imbalance and everything. And I said stress. Stress is one thing that could really play with your hormones, the hormonal imbalance. And with that, you know, you just want to calm yourself down. You want to take yourself away from stress as much as possible, if you want to see if that's what's playing a part in having an irregular period. I know for me, I work with a bunch of kids and they stress me out. It's just really stressful for me. It's really stressful working with a ton of kids. I want to have kids someday, but I know I'm not gonna have 200 kids. That's a lot of kids coming out of one vagina. But I'm trying to see, and I'm not going to try, I'm going to do this, but when it comes to work, I think I'm going to dial it back. I'm already part-time hours, but it's all week. I'm probably just going to dial that back to a few days a week to see if that plays a part in my stress. Sometimes birth control could play a part in, you know, birth control, the pill. That could probably play a part too in your hormonal imbalance. Probably when you start off on the pill, or if you've been on the pill for a long time, it could even stop your period, is what I've heard and read. So that's the kind of stuff you got to talk to your doctor about, because I cannot diagnose that. I am not a doctor. A few ways you can treat your period, and I'm not saying that I'm not diagnosing anything, but one, you have to talk to your doctor. Your doctor knows best in how to treat your period and diagnose you in what's really going on and the causes of your irregular period. Another one is to seek natural and holistic, you know, options to regulating your period. Essential oils. I'll put a link down below, because I have a ton of essential oils that I love, and I have an Etsy shop for that, so you can seek that down below. Again, use that at your own discretion, your own, you know, research. It's not medicinal or anything. It's just herbal. I don't know if that's the right word to use either. Another one is to try stress. I'm reading off of a notebook if you don't know. Another one is to try stress management techniques. Be calm, be collected, don't stress yourself out, because stress is one of the main factors to irregular periods and infertility. Dial back a little bit on exercising, you know, your extreme exercising and dieting, because that also could play a big part in your hormonal imbalance and your irregular periods, and possibly get on the pill if recommended by your doctor, like what my doctor recommended to me, because it'll give you some hormones to balance everything out. And if you miss your period once during the year or just recently and you're thinking, oh my god, my period is irregular, no girl, you might be pregnant. Okay, anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know this is a ton of information and research that I've done. Nothing that I've said is set in stone and this is how it's got to be, because I've just done my research like a lot of other women have done. The main thing you want to do is to talk to your doctor if it's something that really concerns you, because not one book, not one video on YouTube, not one person, even if they're in your family, unless they're a doctor, can really diagnose or treat you or tell you exactly what to do to really help you. Your doctor knows best. That's why they spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school, and then to get more school after they finish that school, and then open their practice or start up at a clinic or hospital. That's why they spend all that money, so that they can learn to treat and help people just like you and me. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Go ahead and leave me comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.